Last 10 boys. Today again we are here to discuss with you the first chapter which we were discussing, and in continuation we will study the markets and marketing topic, stages of marketing. We have studied in the previous lecture that what marketing is, what were the features, and we have also studied the objectives of marketing. But the entire marketing, in this particular topic we are talking about the stages of marketing. The very first stage, called the production oriented stage, the year 1869 to 1930. Here we should understand the marketing stages are divided. The first thing says about the production oriented stage. In this stage, we should understand the motto was to sell what can be produced. That means there is acute shortage of goods and services, and there was no need to create demand. Production or product was focused on attention and communication with the buyer. And the buyer was not needed. Products were manufactured on the assumption that customer would search. Here, we are not searching the customer. The products were manufactured, so the customers will search and buy well-built and reasonably priced product. It was based on Say's law, supply creates its own demand. It was believed that the customers were capable of selecting products among the competing brands. The firms that follow the production stage make efforts to make their products inexpensive and widely available through mass production and mass distribution. In this stage, production and engineering departments shaped the company goals and strategies. Marketing was dependent on production capacity, and marketing consisted of mere distribution. There was no marketing departments. One must understand, no marketing departments. Customers buy products which are low priced and easily available. High production efficiency is required to reduce the cost and price, and wide distribution coverage would ensure easy availability of a product. Production oriented stage lasted till the Great Depression, but this stage had a very big drawback, and that was customers do not buy products which are inexpensive and easily available. We say that customer will find out inexpensive, but customers could not find the inexpensive and easily available products because the customer never knew what to buy and from where to buy. Number 2 stage said about the sales oriented stage, 1930 to 1950. After the Great Depression, drastic changes in buying habits and behavior of consumer, technological advancement in transportation and communication, and growth of corporate firm also changed the thinking. People thought changed because there were drastic change in buying habits, transport, communication, technology advancement. All this has focused was now shifted from production to the selling. In the previous stage, we have seen that it was focused on production, but here production focus was shifted from production to selling. How to sell became the problem, and the new motto was get rid of what you have. Producers now started realizing
that consumer will not buy enough unless they are not approached. Consumer will not find out, but they have to be approached with substantial selling and promotional efforts. Now the focus, as I just said, was to increase the sale rather than consumer satisfaction. Demand outstripped the supply and it was still a seller's market. And thus, this selling stage or sales oriented stage was characterized by hard selling because it was a process of aggressive selling with unscrupulous practices occurred. Consumer importance was realized, but only as a means of disposing of the goods produced. Dispose what you have, rather not thinking what the consumer is wanting. The selling philosophy is still used in insurance, charity fundraising, and other unsought products ideas. Next stage says about the product oriented stage 1950 to 1960. Boys, one must understand here, do not get confused with the production stage and the product stage. Though they may sound the same somewhat, but production stage is different meaning and product stage is different. Product stage tells us that the marketers believed that the customers will buy the product if the quality was good. Now here we are focusing not to produce the goods, not just to sell the goods, but we are focusing on the quality of the goods. And here the focus shifted from promotion to product improvement. There should be improvement in the product quality, and thus we know that efforts were made to improve the features and the performance of the product. Very important thing is that the quality will improve only when the product features and performance will improve. What must understand? That if this is improved, that it will influence the custom satisfaction of customers. This has been called marketing myopia, which means short-sightedness. Next stage, very important one, is marketing oriented stage 1960 to 1980. Here we must see that there is 20 years gap, 1960 to 1980, whereas other stages are 10 years or 20 years for sales also. But very important is 1960 to 1980 here. Emergence of keen competition of consumer awareness forced producers to rethink over the philosophy of marketing. They realized that the business philosophy or the policies and programs should be built around goal of customer satisfaction. Now the goal was on customer satisfaction in this particular stage. The aim should be to know and understand the customer so well that the product or service fits him and sells itself. Automatically, marketing became the heartbeat of business, and marketing consideration the key to business planning decision making. Customer satisfaction is the principal reason for corporate existence. In order to survive and grow in this highly competitive world, a company must first determine what consumers want and then produce that will satisfy the customers. And thus we must know that in this particular stage, consumer is considered as the king. In the marketing stage, the marketeers realize that if you satisfy the consumers, you will survive. And that is why the corporate culture also existed. One more stage which still we are continuing is called the societal marketing stage, the 1980 onwards. Now, if the word itself is telling us something, societal, because connected to the society. Now we all know with the growing population,
poverty, pollution, shortage of resources. All these things were there which were to be included in the social welfare. Firms are expected to ascertain the needs, wants, and interests of target markets and to deliver the desired satisfaction. The competitors then they understand that being of not only the consumers but also of the society. We must understand that here now in this societal marketing stage we are not only thinking about consumer but society as a whole. The societal marketing concept requires the marketeers to build society and ethical consideration into their marketing practices. They must balance consumer profits, consumer satisfaction, and public interest. Next topic is the role of marketing. Role of marketing. Sometimes we get confused. So many things about marketing. But yes, the role of marketing. We all know and we have studied that marketing is said to be the eye and ear of business because it keeps a business enterprise in touch with the changing needs and preference of the consumers. Business aims at profit, we all have studied and we know. To release the profits, a sale has to be made. To make a sale, customer has to be created. Creating and satisfying customer is the job of marketing. Marketing is the nerve center of all business activity and the beating heart of business organization. Marketing is equally important at the macro level. It contributes to the economic and social development of the nation in the following ways. Number one says about the nation income is composed of goods and services which money can buy. Any increase in the efficiency of marketing reduces the cost of distribution and lesser the price of the consumers. These in turn help to improve the real income of the people. Number 2 point says marketing contributes to national income and wealth. Business firms creates and sells new products and service to satisfy human wants. Fuller exploitation of national resources generates income and wealth. Marketing also helps to create or increase exports and foreign exchange earnings of a nation. Marketing generates employment. Another very important point is it generates because large number of people they are employed in the distribution and marketing of products and services, and thus number of people are employed by increasing the production and trade volumes. Next point says marketing. Number 4 point, marketing helps to improve the standard of living of people by increasing per capita income and bringing new and better products and services to the consumer. Marketing raises the quality of life of the people. In the marketing we say yesterday's luxuries have been converted into today's necessity. For example, if we take till yesterday we were talking about the telephones as a luxury item in the initial stage. In the entire village there was only one telephone and the mukhiya's place of the village head. But today there are so many mobiles, we carry our mobile phones. And thus yesterday's luxury became the today's necessity. The 5th point says in the developing country like India, marketing is all more important. It helps to make fuller utilization of untapped assets and energies. Marketing contributes to the development of entrepreneurs and managerial talents. Development of marketing leads to
integration of agriculture, industry, and other sectors of the economy. Point number 6 says marketing enables the government and the non-government organization to eliminate social evils like sanitation, illiteracy, drinking, gambling, dowry system, racism, etc. It is through social marketing that family planning, pollution control, AIDS awareness, and other social and useful programs have achieved a reasonable degree of success. So, in short, we know that today we have studied once again very important portion called the stages and role of marketing. So for now on, thank you and God bless. Then we will meet again. Thank you.